Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast of Exiled Entertainment. My name is Terrence Russell.
Colton Swartz.
And I'm here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm JT.
And we're here to discuss the topic of the Civil War, Captain America versus Iron Man.
See, this movie is supposed to be coming out next upcoming May, after the new Avengers movie. And I don't know really how to feel about it because, it'll be great. The movie will be great, but I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I don't know who's going to be in it, because in the comic book Civil War, it was like tons of heroes and stuff, but they haven't dipped into enough of them. They haven't dipped into enough heroes, really, to do a whole Civil War deal, so I don't really know how it's going to be.
JT, what are your thoughts on it?
Dude, I really don't know. I haven't even seen the trailer yet. I've just heard about it. Honestly, I really don't know, though. It's going to be a really good fight, though, because Iron Man and all of his glory and every single one of it, because he builds, like, a suit for everything. It's like every fight he goes into, he builds a different suit specified to the person he's fighting. And Captain America, as long as he has his shield, he's untouchable, especially with his strength. So, really, I think it's going to be a fact of really who's going to have the upper hand in the fight, because Captain America typically he doesn't come in qualified for the fight. He sees the guy, okay, he's bad, we need to fight him. But Stark, he goes in thinking, and he thinks of it all strategically, just like, okay, this is our guy, this is his breakdown, pretty much breaks down the opponent that he's fighting, and then is like, okay, time to go build this suit specified to this guy. But it's going to be something new to Marvel that,
It sounds like a very long process you're talking about, on which Iron Man goes back to his house and Captain America just breaks down, kicks down the door, and just kicks the crap out of him while he's building a suit.
Yeah.
But you think about it, though. Every single Iron Man movie, he's built a suit.
Yeah.
He's pretty much built
essentially just for the sake of that one fight for that person.
Exactly.
So, it's a Marvel thing. I'm not a Marvel fan, if you can tell.
Because pretty much in the third movie, he built I don't know how many, maybe over a dozen suits, and each one of them he pretty much created, because in the third movie, he created the suits as he could call one and it could come to him. So he pretty much could merge with any of his suits during the last fight in that movie. Now, like you brought up, he does have a suit for any opponent that he's going to face. Hence, in the new Age of Ultron movie that's going to come out, he built a suit just specifically to fight the Hulk.
The Hulk armor looks pretty cool, though. It's huge, but then the thing about that too is it's a machine. It has limits, and then the Hulk, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how long is his metal armor gonna hold up against somebody like that?
Exactly.
It's probably just like to stall him periodically is what I'm gonna guess, because Tony's smarter than to think. He's pretty cocky, but he's smarter than to think, oh, I can just build his armor and I'll beat him.
Yep, pretty much. Okay, now that we have all the details of the movie and the characters, it's now time to take the pick. Who would win in this fight?
Captain America. I have to say Captain America.
I'd probably have to say Iron Man.
I have to go with Iron Man on this one.
See, the reason at first you think, okay, yeah, Iron Man, but then again you have to think, okay, Iron Man was not beaten, but he was severely disabled because of trust in the first movie. And I haven't read a lot of Iron Man comics, I don't know much about him, but in the first movie, do you remember he was disabled when his friend came in and used that deal on him? I don't remember what they called it, but he was disabled there. All Captain America has to do, really, is get Iron Man to a point where he doesn't have his suit on and just pop him once in the head with his shield, and he's out. He's out for the count. He's not getting up, and then Captain America can just lock him up.
Well, the thing about this, though, is see, Iron Man, like you said, he is very intelligent. How else was he able to build all those suits? Yeah. You gotta think, if Captain America was going to attack him, don't you think he would have had a plan? Think about it. He's basically created things like project holograms, certain charts and graphs. Think about it. He would have a realistic hologram set up for him while he's down in his underground workshop getting his suit ready to fight Captain America.
Yeah, essentially just like what they did in not divergent, but almost like in the Hunger Games where they have like the holographic kind of images, and they go in and pretty much do the training against it. But
Pretty much.
he has the technology aspect and the knowledge that he would have the upper hand in the fight, just because he'd have the suit specified for fighting Captain America, and then he'd have his whole game plan like pre-laid out while, like Terrence said, while making the suit. But Captain America has an upper hand in strength, though, because no matter what Tony does to the suit, he can't really punch through the shield, because I think there's only like 1 or 2 comics that Captain America actually breaks his shield, and it's because of like some absolute freak, weird, thing.
Intensely strong thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's not like Tony's going to be able to punch like straight through his shield like it's aluminum foil.
No.
But if I think if Captain America is, I wouldn't say strengthen his knuckles, but had something almost like a glove or something like Tony would make, he would easily be able to punch through Iron Man's armor. No jokes.
Adamantium brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Just adamantium knuckles.
Just smelts down his shield and dips his fist
dips
down
his
in it.
arm in it.
Oh yeah.
He
That
would
would definitely be one drawback to Tony Stark, unless he would manage to make it so like they wouldn't be affected by that. But that'd be kind of hard, seeing as how like I don't think he really has. I'm not really sure that he has yet, but one thing's certain, he's probably going to figure that out sooner or later.
Yeah, but the thing about that always is the stronger the metal you're going to use, the heavier it's going to be. In which case, he wouldn't be able to move around near as much. And Captain America's acrobatic, and he would just be able to go around his punches and stuff. And then about your virtual like fighting thing, like in the Hunger Games, you can have holograms and you can use them, tone them the best you can to somebody's thing, but they're never going to be near as good. And you can never put in the human aspect of like when you're in a fight and what you're going to do and how you're going to handle it, and just the heat of being in there and just like thinking about it. You can never put into a machine a human's brain. In which case, I always say, like, if you're having a hologram or something, I would say it's like 25% of the real person's strength and what they're going to think about.
And say one of the things, going back to the Hulk Iron Man fight, it's he made the armor specifically for fighting Hulk.
Hence it's called the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, but the metal in it is how long is it going to hold up against that kind of strength?
Yeah.
And you got to remember, we're in the Marvel DC universe right now. So I mean, depending on the metal, it's not necessarily going to be heavier, because the shield that Captain America has, you got to remember, it's the strongest material known to man. Yet when they introduced him to the shield in the first Captain America movie, she described it as I think one of the strongest yet lightest metals known to man.
It's not the strongest metal. It's second strongest to adamantium. The thing about it is you can't, adamantium is barely weaker than adamantium though. Adamantium can't cut through it. The thing about Captain America's shield is it's vibranium, which means it takes absolutely all vibrations and just sends them back.
Yeah.
And just relays them back. So it's like,
kind of like in the first Avengers movie when Thor tried to hit Captain America with his hammer, thus when he struck the shield, it pretty much destroyed the entire forest around them.
Because the shield just completely sent the vibrations back, and that's all that really affects people in like a punch or a hit or something like that, is the vibrations and the force from it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to think about it, anything that would attack and hit the shield would just go right back.
Yeah. I don't know though. It'd be a really good fight to go and see. That whole movie. I mean, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but that's going to be definitely one of the movies I'm going to go see, just to figure out the outcome of that, because that's going to be definitely a really good battle.
I'm very curious about how they're going to do the shield aspect of it, because like in the comics and stuff, it was like the government assigned shield to like round up all the heroes and make them sign like to work for the government and be heroes. But then in the last Captain America movie, shield's gone. Shield was taken over by Hydra, and now it's gone. So I'm also curious about that in the new Avengers movie. I'm hoping they're going to explain it.
controlling all the
Who's
superheroes.
Exactly. Who's
Is
gonna
it-
be calling the shots? Basically, it's
Yeah,
gonna be the
who's-
questions that need to be asked. Because think about it. In the second Avengers, apparently, apparently from what I've seen, a lot of dirty secrets come out. A lot of stuff was said, and apparently, like some of the Avengers split up. And it's gonna be an interesting movie to see, especially with all the new characters they're gonna add to the second movie. Like which I forgot which ones were they adding into the next movie.
They're adding Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Right.
And say, just like I said, I'm not a huge Marvel kind of guy, but so stop me if I'm going wrong anywhere. But it's like Shield is gone, so who's gonna be rounding up all the superheroes? And since they're gone, and that was like the only thing tying them together and having almost, as I say in air quotes, a peace treaty. Who's gonna keep them from going at each other's necks now?
See, that's
is it gonna erupt the whole world into chaos? Who's gonna be at whose neck? Where is it gonna take place? How is it gonna take place? I'm not 100% sure. It's all kind of, once Shield was dropped, it's essentially almost a free for all, and not just for the human race that looked up to these guys, as the superheroes, everything's going to be okay, and it kind of kept life flowing. Now that they're at each other's throats, it's not only going to cause essentially the human race to go absolutely nuts and lose it, but supernaturally everything on the planet is going to be destroyed almost in an Armageddon. It's like Hulk can break anything. Captain America can break a lot of stuff. Spider-Man can fly around with his stupid webs. It's just Thor can fire lightning and smash anything with his hand. A lot of smashing in Marvel, I've noticed that. But
a lot of destruction.
a
too.
lot of
lot of
destruction
destruction.
to the planet. So it's like, not only is it gonna, like I said, destroy a lot of the human morals and a lot of the human race, it's what is the superheroes gonna do that is going to essentially change the new world and almost like a new world order. But on the other note is, what if a few of them kind of get together and they're kind of making alliances with each other? Well, that's going to break up a lot of factions in between a lot of the superheroes.
That's
There's
what,
a lot of
that's
things
what,
that can happen.
Yeah, that's what one of
It could
my
go,
theories.
It's up in the air right now. It's
The
a free
only,
for all.
yeah, the only person that, if that would have happened, the only person you really have to watch for is Hulk, because once he gets angry, he's on nobody's side.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's one of my theories, though, for the Civil War deal, is since S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone now, it shows Nick Fury in the trailer, but I'm thinking he's just, we're there as, like, to help him out and stuff. He's not actually, like, there for a company or anything. So one of my theories for how Civil War is going to work out is that you see that at the beginning of the Avengers trailer, they're all chilling and hanging out in the new Avengers trailer. And then you see later on that different people are fighting and stuff like that. So what I'm kind of thinking is that they're gonna be friends, and then the stress of fighting one of the Avengers' biggest foes is going to rip their kind of friendship apart, send them in different directions, and then that's how kind of Civil War is going to go. Thor's going to go back to Asgard, and then Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch haven't been mentioned at all, I don't think. I'm not sure.
So are they
Civil
just
War
going to
trailer.
surface up when the Civil War kind of starts?
I think
Yeah,
I think they will, because they don't. Some superheroes usually come up when certain stuff like this happens, like a Civil War.
Yeah.
But it's kind of been known. Let's think about it. It happens all the time in the Marvel and the DC universe. Whenever something big comes up, there's always going to be a new character to come in and step up and try to take the fight.
It doesn't always have to be like, I don't know what you would call it. I call it supernatural kind of stuff, but these special occurrences, and it's not only just those kind of occurrences. If you look back to actually Captain America's story, it wasn't a huge like supernatural thing like that. It was actually World War II that brought him essentially to be who he is. He wanted to fight in the war. He wanted to protect everybody. It was just that freak, government thing that brought him in to help with not a supernatural thing, but the war itself and the war effort. But from Thor, I'm huge into Norse mythology, so I don't do a lot of Marvel research. It's like the only thing in Marvel I watch is Thor. But from what I understand, Loki feeds a lot off of anger and almost resentment
'Cause
just naturally, which is just his nature. So if this civil war breaks and if Thor goes back to Asgard, then that leaves essentially the realm we know, with Earth, is essentially unguarded. Loki, feeding off of just anger and resentment and all that, sees a world of just hatred and resentment that's no one can stop him. So is that opening the door for Loki to come to this realm to wreak his havoc, or is it
which would be a good reason for civil war, because Loki is the god of mischief.
He is, yeah.
He is. Which kind of surprised me that, okay, I will admit I have not seen the second Thor, but from what I've heard, it's does Loki teams up with Thor to take down this new
at the very end of the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers, yeah. At the end of the movie, he essentially he does team up with Thor, but it's
for his own well-being.
It's for his own personal gain.
I kind of figured because, like you said, Loki is the god of mischief. I mean, he's only in it. He was only in this for himself. I mean, think about it. Why do you think he sided with that alien race in the first movie? He wanted to take over Asgard, as well as the planet Earth.
As any of the other realms, yeah.
Because the pure mischief of it was going to get him to be stronger. And another thing of it, also spoiler alert, in Thor 2, at the very, very end, he took Odin's place.
Yeah.
Loki transformed himself
into
Odin,
and
so
he was talking to Thor and talking about how he was proud of him and all that kind of stuff.
Is Asgard, is he gonna be Odin? I don't know where Odin is, but
Who
is he going to
rule over Asgard?
Is he gonna be as Odin? Because everybody thinks he's Odin. Is he going to send the Asgardian armies to Earth now?
Yeah.
And try to, wipe out Earth, because everybody thinks he's the beloved Odin. He has the power to do it. And another good spin for this would be in the Thor 3 movie, Loki has sent the Asgardian armies to Earth, and then Thor stops him, destroys most of Asgard and the Asgardian army to stop him from destroying Earth. Odin reassumes the throne, and even though it was for the greater good, as betraying his own people, he's cast out permanently to be on Earth, and then he's like one of Earth's protectors, from now on. That would be a good way to kind of do that.
Another thing about since we're on the Thor topic, like I said, since I've done a lot of Norse mythology kind of searching and just researching all that, because it's fucking awesome, dude. But one of the stories is Loki is in battle with Thor, and the battle ends, and Thor and Loki are both still intact, and they leave. But I believe it's one of the witches that Thor was fighting with, which was on his side, was imbued with a mystical power, and she had died. But when Loki found her body, he literally broke her open and ate her heart just to give him that power that she had. But out of him came three animals, the three animals of chaos. One of them, it's like a dog, a serpent, and then there's one other one. But is that going to kind of transition into the third one? Thor finds out Loki is Odin, and they go and they have that battle, and the Civil War is still going on,
which is why Thor would be in Civil War.
Which would mean why Thor is back in Asgard, finds Loki. They have the battle. Loki finds the witch. Instead of eating the witch's heart right there, he stores it away, and then when he comes to Earth for the Civil War, he eats the heart, which boosts his power immensely. He has the three animals of chaos, and it's all pretty much in Loki's favor from there. And
there's a lot of questions asked here, and there's a lot of questions to be answered. But seeing as how it's always going to stand back to the Civil War, let's get back to the topic at hand. Captain America versus Iron Man. Now, 2 out of 3 of us have chosen Iron Man. Now, we do not really know what the outcome of the fight is going to be. But if you have anything to say on this matter, please let us know.
Leave a comment down in the description. Make sure you let us know what you want to think, or what you think. I can't talk today. We're approaching up on 20 minutes here. Anything else you guys want to say before we close this podcast out?
I do want to say we will be doing different multiple podcasts of DC versus Marvel, Marvel versus Marvel, DC versus DC, and then we will be doing another bridge series, and so make sure you subscribe and make sure that you keep in touch and make sure our channel. We will answer most messages. So if you just want to send us a message, one of us will respond. So don't be afraid to send a message and think, oh, they're not going to answer it. Yeah, we will answer it. Just send us a message or something, and then you can. We will be releasing information like. You can follow. We'll make a Facebook page. You can follow us there, so we can give updates and stuff like that. And that's mainly all I can really think of.
Yeah, and definitely comment. That's one thing we want to do, other than like bringing you guys some like funny shit and some great entertainment. We want to be interactive with you guys. We want to hear what you guys think of the series and the podcast we're doing. We want to take suggestions for future videos and all that you guys want to see. We want to bring you what you want to see, and just make sure you comment and like, and definitely share. Sharing is going to help out the channel a lot more, and the more shares, more likes, more subs, and all that we get, the more motivation we're going to be putting out even more videos than we have before.
And they'll be 2 times better,
Yeah.
And then when you comment and you tell us, if you want to see like a battle, like say you comment you want to see, I don't know, Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange, we'll research both of them, and then we'll come talk about them for you, It's just like if you comment one and that's the most liked comment for that video, then we will do it, It's not like we choose what we want to do. It's we pick what we think will be best for you guys and what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
So be sure to leave those comments, and be sure to leave questions too. We want to know what you think. What you think. We want to hear your opinion. Let us know if you have any suggestions for us, like which fight we should do. Please let us know, and we will definitely, like what my colleague said, we will definitely research on the characters, and we will do this show. Now, at the coming conclusion, my name is Terrence Russell.
My name is Colton Swartz.
My name is JT Van Dyke.
And we are Exiled Entertainment, and we will see you in the next podcast.
Adios.
Bye-bye.